What's up, Karptastic ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode in this TCGO series. Quick note before we jump into the battles, this video is part 2 of a video that was put out yesterday. The first video, part 1, contained the deck analysis and the first round of the tournament with the Giratina Seismitoad deck list. This video contains the second round of the tournament and potentially, if we win that second round, the final round of the tournament. You will find out soon enough if I can win that tournament and get the first prize, which is 5 booster packs. So if you haven't watched the first part yet with the deck analysis and the first round, I put an annotation on the top left of the screen and I advise you to click that annotation and go and watch the first part before you watch this part. Without further ado, let's get started and get into the second round of the tournament. We are one step closer to the 5 booster packs here. I really want to get those 5 booster packs. Hopefully we have a little bit of a more relaxed matchup here. We're facing a water and a psychic deck, another water deck. So I don't think we will have a easy matchup. I think it will be a competitive deck once again that we are facing. And my gosh, no way we start off with the Shaymin. Are you kidding me? Shaymin of all things. At least we have a scoop up here. We can hopefully scoop up the Shaymin, but are you kidding me? Why do we have to start off with the Shaymin? Can go for a Hoopa with the Ultra Ball here. Discard that Sycamore. We're facing a Lapras. Okay. Oh, we get a Float Stone. I won't use the scoop up then. I will discard the Sycamore and the Headringer and go for hopefully the Hoopa. There it is. There's the Hoopa. We have a Bunnelby. We have everything we need in our deck. And I'll probably attach the double dragon energy to the Giratina. Since we are going first, we cannot attack first, so it doesn't really matter whether or not we attach to Toad. I think this seems pretty good. We'll be able to draw into 4 cards with the Shaymin after we've put down all of the Toads, the Giratina, and then the double dragon energy. We'll put down the Shaymin here and we'll draw into 4 more cards. See what we can get from those 4 cards. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna leave the Shaymin in the active spot, I think. Ideally, I'd love to get a DCE though. Really love to get a DCE. We don't really have anything to draw into a DCE so far. We have a Sycamore, but then I will have to discard all of these resources, including 2 VS Seekers, which is a lot of resources. And my opponent puts down a Kyogre EX. So this is maybe a Kyogre deck. Potentially. I want to lock my opponent out of item cards as soon as possible so that the Primal Kyogre cannot come out to play. Goes for a Dive Ball. How about that? A Dive Ball. We get another Giratina. Yeah, what do I want to do here? Do I just want to discard that energy? Maybe I do. I'll discard the energy. And I'll just pause the turn. Next turn I'll probably Lysandre out the Kyogre and use a scoop up on the Shaymin. Hopefully draw into some more cards. We could potentially use the Team Flyer Grunt. What did I say? Did I say... I'm not sure. I think I missaid something before when I used the Team Flyer Grunt. I don't think I said Team Flyer Grunt. I don't know. It's late, ladies and gentlemen, it's very late. There's a Manaphy EX support Pokemon, so my opponent can get free retreat. Maybe I should Lysandre out the Manaphy. That could be a possibility. We could actually knock it out in one hit with the Giratina-EX. If we had a Muscle Band, which we do not at this point. My opponent keeps attaching to the Lapras. So it's going to keep Aaron running. We will just probably keep discarding the energies. Or maybe not. I actually don't mind the energy on the Lapras for now. Goes for another dive ball. Looks like my opponent loves his dive balls. Yeah, I'm so sad to see that we don't have a DCE. I don't really want to get rid of these VS Seekers just yet. I'll use one to get rid of that energy on the Lapras once again. And then I'll try and scoop up the Shaymin, which we can. I'll put down another Toad, and then we'll draw into 2 more cards with the Shaymin. Hopefully we can get something from those cards. Oh, a Fighting Fury Belt. That's not ideal. I'll end my turn here. Don't really fancy getting that Fighting Fury Belt at this point. Lysandre from my opponent. So Lysandre's out the Seismitoad. Not sure why. And another energy on the Lapras. My opponent just going to keep attaching to that Lapras. That's pretty funny. I'll probably go for a Sycamore right now. I've had enough. We need to watch our time as well. We need to get going here. So I'll probably... Oh, there is a Primal Kyogre. Still haven't seen a Spirit Link though. So we'll probably be able to Quaking Punch in the next turn. Then we can Spirit Link, prevent the Spirit Link from being put onto the Kyogre EX, making my opponent skip a turn if he wants to Primal Evolve. And we'll see soon enough what my opponent is getting with the errand running. A Bursting Balloon. Oh, Bursting Balloon, huh? Well, we have a Xerosic to get around that. I'll just attach this to the Shaymin for now. And we'll go with the Sycamore. Get rid of that Xerosic, unfortunately. And we only have 2 VS Seekers as well to get those cards back. That's very unfortunate. Finally we get our DCE and a Muscle Band. Yeah, I think it's time we start item locking. Prevent my opponent from using that Bursting Balloon as well. And we can start putting some pressure on my opponent with the Chaos Wheel. On top of that, we have to Faded Town if the Primal Kyogre comes out to play. We have Enhanced Hammer, although I don't think the hammer will be useful in this game. I don't think my opponent plays DCEs. Maybe he does for the Giant Whirlpool, but the Primal Kyogre doesn't really need DCEs. Oh, what is that? A special energy? We can discard that. I was not expecting to see a rainbow energy. Maybe that's meant for the Psychic typing in my opponent's deck. There's a Palkia EX as well. And the Primal Evolution. Huh. Okay, we'll get rid of that special energy. We'll counter the Stadium. Excellent time to counter the Stadium. We'll attach this to the Giratina. We'll Quaking Punch. Start putting some damage counters on that Primal Kyogre. Hopefully our opponent cannot counter the Stadium right away. That would be pretty sad to see. This Lapras will go down in the next turn if my opponent doesn't counter the Stadium. And my opponent counters the Stadium right away. Are you kidding me? My opponent has such good hands. And even a Pokemon Center Lady. This is going to take ages, this game, isn't it? This is going to take ages. But my opponent's down to time more than we are, so we just need to stay ahead of my opponent in time. We could potentially time out my opponent to run out of time. And that's definitely a possibility. And there's a Sycamore. Oh, we need to watch out for the deck out as well. I will Sycamore. And we get Crushing Hammer. We have a Bunnelby to potentially Rototiller things back into our deck if it really comes to that. We'll Crushing Hammer. Yes, we'll get rid of that water energy. And then we'll counter the Stadium once again. And Quaking Punch. Hopefully our opponent does not counter straight away once more. I really want to get the Bunnelby out and potentially Rototiller back the Faded Town. As well as a VS Seeker, something like that. We have the Ultra Ball and a Cassius to do so. Just don't have an energy to use with the Bunnelby. And we don't have any way to retreat the Seismitoad either. Yeah, this is going to be another long game, isn't it? It sure looks like it. Sure looks like it. Next turn we can get rid of that Psychic energy. Getting 4 energies in the discard pile, and our opponent starts powering up the Espeon-EX, which could hit for 70. I will leave that energy on the Lapras and just Quaking Punch away. Finally, we will get a prize. Took us long enough. Hopefully, we can get something good from the prizes. Possibly a VS Seeker. Lysandre around that Primal Kyogre maybe, or the Manaphy. Oh, and now my opponent attaches another water energy. Goes for some errand running. Might as well discard that water energy then. Maybe not. There's no point. We are knocking it out. We are knocking out the Lapras. Goes for a Professor's Letter, probably for the Psyshock for the Espeon, and we get a VS Seeker here. Okay, we'll take the knockout first. So keep the VS Seeker in hand, and I'll probably we even get a Scoop Up. So I'm going to use the Cassius on the Shaymin here, and I'm going to put down a Bunnelby, I think, with the Ultra Ball. So we can Rototiller back the Faded Town into our deck. Or I could actually go with the Giratina and hit for a Chaos Wheel for 120 on the Primal Kyogre. And put a lot of pressure on my opponent that way. Does my opponent have another energy in hand? It doesn't look like it. Never mind then, we will just discard this energy for now. I will keep Quaking Punching. There's no need to do much else. We have a good lock going. I want to keep the lock going as long as we can. When we've hit this Primal Kyogre 3 times, I will retreat into the Giratina probably with the Cassius. And here I'm going to use the Cassius now on the Shaymin. That way we have room for the Bunnelby. Might actually get rid of the Double Dragon energy there. I don't think we'll need it. The Double Dragon energy and 1 Muscle Band potentially. I want to keep a Float Stone. I will get the Bunnelby out. There's the Bunnelby. And that way we can Rototiller back the Faded Town at some point, but even though we might not need it, but at least we have something to Rototiller stuff back into our deck. And we will hit for the Quaking Punch. It's 641 against 603 in time, so we're still ahead of my opponent in time. And still ahead in the prizes. So for now we have all the win conditions on our side. And another pass of the turn for my opponent. My gosh, my opponent's having a really rough time. We'll just keep Quaking Punching. Might actually just Quaking Punch until the knockout if it stays like this. There's no need to do much of anything else then. Why would we change up the sequence if my opponent cannot do anything against it? There's very little point to doing that. I could actually go for a Lysandre on the Manaphy-EX. And opponent starts powering up the Palkia-EX on the bench. We should have another enhanced hammer. Here is a DCE. I'm going to put that on the... I'm going to keep it in hand, so we could use it on the Bunnelby at some point, I think. So just keep Quaking Punching. And yeah, that's it. We don't have... Oh, we have a Xerosic. I could actually use a Xerosic to get rid of that special energy on the Palkia. Could potentially do that when the Palkia comes out to play. And oh, a DCE on the Espeon-EX. That's pretty big. And DCE on the Espeon-EX. Let's see here. Do I want to use this VS Seeker? I actually think I will keep it to Lysandre out the Manaphy. We'll attach the Muscle Band to the Giratina-EX. I will go for the knockouts on the Primal Kyogre. After many hits, we finally took the knockout there. We get another DCE. Yeah, I'm going to go for the knockout on the Manaphy in next turn, I think. Bring ourselves down to 1 prize. How many hammers have we used? Only 1 hammer. That's not a lot. Can we maybe get some more hammers? There we get some more hammers. What do I want to get rid of? Probably the DCE. Actually no, actually not. I'm gonna get rid of the Psychic Energy. And I'm going to try and scoop up the Toad. Oh, it failed. It failed. That's actually too bad. I would have liked to see that hit. See, now my strategy is disrupted. I'll put a DCE on the Bunnelby. And I'll just Quaking Punch. Next turn we could potentially retreat into the Giratina. And then knock out the Espeon with the Giratina. Bring ourselves down to 1 prize. And then we could go for the Lysandre. Lysandre out the Manaphy-EX. And there's another special energy. So we'll get hit again. Yeah, I will retreat into... Oh, and my opponent heals up. That heal though. And that heal, that was pretty clutch. Oh, and we get another VS Seeker. I'm probably going to let the Toad get knocked out. And then take a hit on the Espeon. Might as well go for a Team Flag Grunt. Or maybe... I could actually go with the Cassius. I'm going to go with the Team Flag Grunt. Discard that special energy. And probably, if my opponent finds another Psychic Energy, we'll let the Toad get knocked out. If not, we'll retreat it. We'll attach another DCE and we will retreat it. Then go for the Giratina-EX. For the knockout with the Giratina-EX. My opponent could actually retreat now into the Palkia-EX. And oh, it does so indeed. Annoying opponent here. At least we can still take a knockout. We are going to knock out the Manaphy. And I'm going to power up another Toad, I think. Yeah, we are going to knock out the Manaphy, and then probably Rototiller. So here is the knockout on the Manaphy. For the Chaos Wheel. Putting a lot of pressure on my opponent. We even get an Enhanced Hammer to get rid of that special energy. And a Judge. Oh, I love the Judge. Loving the Judge there. Let's count up our Super Scoop Up. So 1 Scoop Up, 2 Scoop Up. I really want another Scoop Up. Love to scoop up the Giratina-EX so we can retreat into the Bunnelby. And this Palkia-EX is getting powered up for the Pearl Hurricane. Which is not a problem, because we would have 10 hit points left. And I think it's going to put 2 water energies on the Espeon with the Aqua Turbo. Or not, seems like it failed. So we'll get rid of that special energy. Our opponent will need 2 more attachments for the Pearl Hurricane now. And I think we are pretty safe. I'll just attack with the Giratina-EX. Or go with the Judge first. We'll Judge first. Lower our hand size a little bit. Lower my opponent's hand size. Lower the chances for my opponent to draw into something useful. Even get an Enhanced Hammer. We'll for sure use the Enhanced Hammer. Tails, and then we'll go for the Chaos Wheel. Hitting for 120. Now both the Palkia and the Espeon-EX are in knockout range. And I don't think there's anything my opponent could do. Could potentially Lysandre out the Hoopa-EX on the bench. That's the only Pokemon without a Float Stone or an energy attached. But then I could go for the Birch, and I think we have another Float Stone. I think I shuffled it back in my deck. So we probably could get that Float Stone. We are down to 10 cards anyways. And we're still ahead in time. Everything is still looking more than okay. And there's a Lysandre on the Hoopa indeed. So the one thing that I thought might happen happens after all. Are you kidding me? How did my opponent manage to get a Lysandre from that Judge? That was pretty darn lucky for my opponents. We get a Fighting Fury belt, so I'll attach that to the Toad. We'll go with the... Let's take a look here. We should have one more Shaymin in our deck. I'm going to dig for the Shaymin. There is a Shaymin. Let's take a look. There's a Float Stone. We should be able to get the Float Stone that way. I thought I also saw a Scoop Up, so we should be able to retreat this Palkia, this Hoopa at the very least. And we have a DCE as well. Look at that. I'm going to try and scoop it up first. Fails. Okay, then we will retreat it. Wait, why can we not retreat? I am not sure. Why can we not retreat? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll attach the Headringer. I'll have to look back and figure out why we cannot retreat. Oh, because of our stadium. I just saw our stadium. Oh man. Well, we'll have to wait one more turn then. Our own stadium. I completely forgot. If we don't draw into the Float Stone in the next turn, that would be pretty sad. We should be able to draw into the Float Stone in the next turn. And this Hoopa should stay alive as well. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we whiffed that Float Stone and we whiffed the retreat. Both the Scoop Up failed and then the stadium prevented me from retreating. Another Aqua Turbo. And it fails again to power up the Espeon. And we get a Scoop Up, please. Oh yes, finally. Oh my gosh. The struggle was real. My gosh, this is it. GG, it took long enough. What a insane match. Haha. There we go. Victory. after a struggle and a half. And of course the next round is about to begin. Oh my. And we completed the daily challenge on top of that. 35 coins. I was already full level on that daily challenge. Let's take a look. 960 damage dealt versus 300 for my opponent. We drew more cards as well. And Seismitoad-EX versus Pokémon-EX MVP. My opponent healed 190 damage. That's actually quite a lot of damage to heal off. So let's take a look who will be our opponent in the final. Might as well select this challenge again. Yes, I won't forget. And it seems to be the case that we will be facing Startrider in the finals. Hopefully this is a little bit of a shorter match, because those were two very long matches in a row and my voice is going to give in at some point, I think. My gosh, and here we go. We are up facing Startrider with a Darkness Colorless Dragon and a Psychic deck, so no water deck anymore, no water Pokemon. We won the coin flip. Do we want to go first? Yes, I will go first. Let's see, we start off with a Toad, Bunnelby, and a Shaymin. No DCE, we got a double Dragon Energy. We do have a Headringer. I'll keep the Bunnelby in hand. I want to see what my opponent is playing. I don't want it to be a target on our bench if my opponent can snipe it. Oh, he's playing a Gallade. Let's Headringer that Gallade straight away. Play down the Bunnelby, play down the Stadium, and then draw into 3 more cards. Hopefully get something good, maybe a Giratina. That will be pretty nice. Oh, we get a Birch here. I'll put the Float Stone on the Shaymin. I'll go with the Birch. I really want to get a DCE or a Giratina and a double Dragon Energy. There's a Giratina, no double Dragon Energy so far. Oh, that's kind of sucky. Do I want to draw into some more cards? I really do want to get an energy attachment this turn. So I will put these down and draw into 2 more cards. And there is the attachment. We have it. So, well, actually there's no point attaching the DCE to the Toad, because he can only get discarded. So I'll keep the DCE in hand. I don't want to attach it to the Giratina. I would have liked to attach the double Dragon Energy if we had it, but not the DCE. So we'll end our turn. Next turn we'll probably go with another Birch. It's the only draw supporter that we have access to. My opponent needs 3 energy to power up the Swift Lunge. That's a lot of energies, and 4 energies to go for the piercing prizes. Hopefully we can start doing some item locking, some good item locking before my opponent can power up either the Gallade or the Yveltal. Goes for a Hoopa. Probably for a Shaymin. I'm not sure. A Mewtwo and a Gallade, so lots of different Pokemon in my opponent's deck. A wide variety. I'm not sure what the Hydreigon will be used for, because we don't see many Dragon Pokemon in my opponent's deck. And starts powering up the Yveltal. I will go with the Crushing Hammer on the Yveltal. For sure. No, Tails. No. I'm gonna go for the Birch. I'd love to get another Crushing Hammer. I don't want to see that Yveltal come out to play. Maybe a Headringer on the Yveltal. That would be pretty neat. We get Sycamore. No Muscle Band. This is going to be slow for us. A slow game. Slow start. Hitting for 30. That's not a lot at all. My opponent can find... oh, there's a double Dragon Energy on the Hydreigon EX. Interesting. Oh, we even get a Lysandre. Let's get rid of that double Dragon Energy. Don't want to see it. Then we'll attach this to the Giratina. And we'll go with the Sycamore. Unfortunately, we'll have to discard that Stadium. I want to keep going here. I want to keep putting pressure on my opponents. Discarding his energies. Going for the Quaking Punch. I really want to get a Muscle Band as well. as soon as possible. Because right now we are doing silly damage, just 30. It's a bit laughable. Fisherman, what is all this? I'm not sure I understand my opponent's deck. Doesn't seem like a very competitive deck at this point. Just a lot of EXs. We'll attach this to the Giratina, and we'll just keep quaking punching, I think. Let's see, we have 60 damage on the Lady X, so even if we were to attach a muscle band or dig for a muscle band in that turn, we would have got it up to 110. That's not enough to knock it out in the next turn, so wouldn't have mattered if we search for the muscle band. And another double dragon energy hits the field. We'll get rid of that double dragon energy. Now we'll attach this to the Giratina-EX on the bench, and we'll just keep quaking punching until we can get that knockout. So many Ultra Balls in our hands. I wish they were something else. They are not very handy to have at this point. Our bench is completely filled up. We don't really have any use for the Ultra Balls, so probably discard them. If we can get a muscle band in the next turn, then we can go for the knockout on the Galate. That would be fantastic. And we get a Hoopa. Okay, I will discard that entire hand. No need for it. And do we finally get a muscle band? We do get the muscle band. And we get the Headringer for the Yveltal. We also get the Scoop Up if we want to Scoop Up. So this will be the knockout on the Galate, taking the first prize, the first two prizes of the game. And we'll probably Lysandre out the Hoopa-EX on my opponent's bench, just for lulz. Maybe that Galade. They all have a 2 retreat cost, it seems, so yeah, we'll probably go with the Hoopa, no, with the Galate then, because the Galate has, or the Hoopa has 170 hit points. Actually, they all do, so never mind. And this Yveltal will need another energy. I don't want to get hit by the Yveltal, and there is the concede. Wow! My opponent concedes. That was a lot easier than the previous matches in this tournament. My gosh, I cannot believe we took the win here in this tournament. Well, I can't believe we won the last match. The last match wasn't too bad, not too much of a struggle, but the previous ones, the first one and the second one, they took a long time. Let's take a look at the stats here. 170 damage versus 0 from my opponent. My opponent has no MVP. I feel kind of sad for him. We have a Seismitoad-EX MVP. 43 cards drawn versus 13. I think those stats speak for itself. I think those matches speak for themselves. And let's take a look at what we got. We got a XY pack, Ancient Origins, and a 3 Breakpoint packs, as well as the Golden Trophy. Amazing stuff right here. Oh, total tournament time 57 minutes and 19 seconds. All of that just to get 5 packs. Those were very expensive packs in amount, well, with regards to time. So I think we shall definitely call it the end of the episode here. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode. Just press that thumbs up button, I really do appreciate it, and subscribe to my channel for more competitive, silly and fun deck ideas. I hope you have a fantastic, a Karp-tastic day, and I will see you, as always, I will see you next time.
Karp, 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 Karp.